Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Convert Central. We are a group of converts from Singapore focused on sharing convert experiences and lessons to benefit both born Muslims and converts alike. If you have anyone in your life trying to find their path back in Islam, do share our podcast with them and have a discussion about the stories told by our fellow brothers and sisters. Do follow us on Spotify and send your feedback via our Instagram page at Convert Central. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Convert Central. So today I have my co-host with me again. Once again, we have Mira. So Mira's going to introduce our speaker for the day.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we have another sister on Convert Central, and our sister that we brought on today is Sister Marilyn.
Alright, so Sister Marilyn, I actually formally met you in a class in Convert's Lead. I've known you for a few months, and honestly, you're pretty inspiring to me. I've heard your story twice, and every time I would stop to wonder, how Allah really sends His mercy and how vast His power is. So I don't want to delay you. Let's just jump straight to it. Tell us about what you're doing now and how you got to discover Islam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And thank you, Brother Kevin and Sister Mira, for inviting me to this podcast sharing. And I'll be happy to share my experience about how my journey into Islam came about. So I'm a bit nervous right now, but inshallah, everything will be well. So for me, my journey into Islam actually started with Darul Arqam, but before that, I was exploring religion. So there was this period in time, maybe in 2017 to 2019, I was just exploring religion. I was thinking about something like, because I studied psychology and I'm actually a counselor, so I was exposed to this thing known as mindfulness. And with mindfulness, I thought that was quite interesting practice. So I was looking more into it. So while I was looking more into it, one of my friend shared with me, there's this monthly sharing, a sitting of mindfulness practice. Do you want to go? So I just went. And when I was there, I realized that it was actually by a Buddhist kind of organization. So, but nonetheless, I liked the practice. So I just sat there and I did what they do. So it's a full day thing, and sometimes during this sharing, they would also turn on a Dharma talk given by one of the Buddhist priests and Buddhist monks. So he would just give a topic and then he would talk about it. So I would sit there, and at some point in time, I was thinking about Buddhism as well. Like, this is like a religion of peace. The monks are like looking zen, and they're so peaceful and calm. So I was thinking, just thinking about it. So I was born a Catholic. So back then, as a child, I was practicing the church on Sundays. But then as I became older, I kind of strayed away from the religion. I think one of the reasons that caused me to stray away was probably because I was looking at how fellow Catholics are not like so nice people, and I feel like maybe this isn't something that I want to be part of. So I kind of stopped going to church, and then just doing my own things, because doing my own things meaning I believe in God. I know that God, so I always do my own prayers with God, just talking to Him like that. I wouldn't do it in a group setting, but sometimes on days of obligations, like special occasions where the church do celebrate certain occasions, then I will go back if I think that I want to go back. But if not, I would not go. So I was exploring religion, but not going full force. And coincidentally, before I am with my present job, I was also with a Christian organization. So Christian organization, my organization will have I think weekly or monthly devotion. So they will get the pastor to come and talk to us, and we will pray and things like that. So I was very well accepted there back then because I was Catholic. So they only yeah. So it seems like they were very welcoming for me to join. So we I was happy to join them as well because it was a religion that I was quite comfortable with, which is what I know most about. So was a background. So I was exposed to Christianity and Buddhism as well as my previous religion, which is Roman Catholicism. So I started dating a Muslim, and back then I was thinking that I'm not going to convert. I wasn't so keen in this religion. Yeah, I wasn't so keen, and maybe I'll just do away with conversion and things like that. I wasn't keen to go to Darul Arqam to understand more. My boyfriend then was like telling me that you need to find out more about the religion, you should go. So it almost seems like a coercion, like force. So at that time I spoke with my good friend, Sadia. Her name is Sadia. So she tells me that there's no coercion in Islam. So she was very nice, and she would try to tell me, just learn about the religion, but you don't have to force yourself. And one of the ways that she helped me back then to learn was to connect me with a group of Muslim converts, female converts. So there's this group which is set up by Sister Mariam. So she called it the WOW group, which is known as Women of the World. So Sister Mariam actually organizes a monthly event for female Muslim converts to get together to learn from Ustaza or I think mostly Ustaza, to learn from Ustaza. And then after the sharing by the Ustaza, we would stay back and have a eating session, and we will talk and interact with one another to just get to know one another and share about our questions and things like that. So which is what I did. During the past 3 years or so, I was joining my good friend Sadia. We would go to attend this sharing on and off. It wasn't very frequent. So at that time, to be honest, I wasn't like so open up yet. It was just me showing to my boyfriend that, I'm putting in some efforts as well. So that was about that. So that was then. And then at that time, I wanted to take my master's. So I took my master's 2017 to 2018. And then when I completed my master's, at that time, I said that, I'm taking my master's. I'm so busy. I don't have time to go and learn about Islam. I cannot be multitasking, doing so many things. I have to work. I have to take masters. And then I can't go and learn about the religion. Yeah, so I didn't really do a lot back then. And but when my master's was over, I guess my excuse kind of ran out. So I decided to just talk to one of Sister Mariam to find out more about what should I do or things like that, because I feel lost. So I called her, and then we kind of arranged to meet. So she was very nice. She came to the came to the east and meet me where I work at nearby. So she met me after my work, and we started talking. One of the things that she proposed was that I should go to Darul Arqam to attend the classes. So after like deliberating it for a while, I realized that, if I want to learn something more about the religion, this seems like the best idea. So I went online and saw that Darul Arqam was very nice. They have every weekly classes on knowing Islam. So I just went for the next available one, and that was when I learned about a little bit more about the religion. But it hasn't really convinced me anything much. But it's just a very basic course about knowing more about Islam. So I know I needed to learn more, and that's where I signed up for the basic course in Islam on Sunday morning. So as I was sharing with you, that it was Sunday morning. I thought that Sunday would be the best day because I work from Monday to Friday. Weekend my free days. If I sleep enough, and I should be fresh on Sunday to attend the class. But it didn't turn out that way. When I was attending the class, I was actually quite sleepy and falling asleep intermittently during the lesson. So I was thinking of do it to myself. If I want to put in effort to make my way from my home and go all the way to Darul Arqam to sit in a class and then fall asleep there, is not helping me at all. So I decided to change my class to a Wednesday evening class. After my work, I will go and attend the class. So after about 3 or 4 lessons, I switched my class, and then I went to attend the class in the evening on Wednesday, and I would just sit at the back, and I would go there by myself, and I would just sit at the back and just listen. And actually, I wanted to ask questions back then to kind of like, I don't know, was it like to make life difficult for the ustad or what? I don't know what. I just wanted to clear some of this thing that was in my head. But then sometimes the class will run late, and then I was like, okay, never mind, don't ask. Wait until maybe towards the end, then I'll ask. So then I sat through the class, and finally the whole BCI ended, and I attended the BCI. So I didn't ask any of the questions that I wanted to ask. I don't know why, but I told myself at that time, maybe I have to keep an open mind because this is something quite challenging for me to do. Even though I'm here, I want to be sincere in learning the religion. So it's not challenging contest or things like that. So I'm not, I think I told myself that. So I just go there and sit there and listen. And as the lesson progressed, my mind was slowly opening up to the religion as I learn more. But nothing concrete yet. I was still in the exploratory stage, I would say, back then. So that was sometime in February, I suppose, because January I met Sister Mariam last year, and probably I attended the BCI shortly after the KIS, and that was somewhere February or so. And that was when I was attending this talk by Darul Arqam, because I go to Darul Arqam quite often. Sometimes they organize talks, they have posters and things like that. So, or maybe one of the group chat that was in the wild group chat, because the sisters do share like things in the group chat. So in the wild group chat, I probably saw that there is this talk about love. So I was curious to find out more, and I attended that talk. So that evening, I went there alone again to Darul Arqam, and I saw that there was this blonde girl sitting there by herself. The seat next to her was empty, so I just sat next to her, and then I just talked to her and say hi, kind of thing. Like, we started talking, and then surprisingly, both of us seems to get along quite well. I don't know how. We decided to after the talk, let's go and drink teh tarik
Wow, okay.
at the place next door. So after the talk, we thought, hey, how was the talk for you, And then we went to teh tarik, and we just started talking, and it was getting quite a little bit late already, because after the talk and still after the teh tarik, but we exchanged texts. So one of the things that was brought up was that she told me that she wanted to convert next week. And then she was also concerned that she's like I tell you, she's blonde, so she's actually someone from Estonia. So she doesn't have many friends and doesn't know a lot of converts. So that was one of her issue. For me, that wasn't my issue, because I know quite a fair bit of converts because of the WOW group that I was in. So I told her, actually, I know of fellow convert sisters that I can introduce her to. So I said, actually, they have a session on Saturday, just the day before you are to convert. Do you want me to introduce you to that group? So they have a sharing that day. So I told her, shall we meet next Saturday? And then let's go for it together. Then she agreed. We wanted to know more people, I suppose. So we both met and we went to a sister's house and we attended this talk in the afternoon by Ustazah Shamim. So that was the first time I met Ustazah Shamim, and she gave a very brilliant talk, I would say, because she was very humble and things like that. So when she gave the talk, I was just find I want to listen more to her. So anyway, after her talk, we had a chit chat after her session. There was some makan session, so we sat down and talked. And I learned that she was going to have another 2 more talks after this particular talk. So that day she was actually very busy. Earlier in the morning, she already given 2 talks. So that talk that she was giving at the sister's house was actually her 3rd talk. So she had more talks coming up, and she kind of like shared with us on Facebook about this 5th talk that she was giving. So at that time, I was asking Sister Mariam, do you want to go for the talk? Then, yeah, sure. Since we are free, we shall go there. So after Ustaza left, then we hang around at the sister's house for a bit more, and then we slowly make our way to the 5th place as well. And that was the 5th location where Ustazah Shamim was going to give her talk. So before she went there, she kind of told the organizer, which is Dr. Sharifah, that we are coming, so to look out for us. So when we went there, Dr. Sharifah was very nice. She welcomed us and she put us let us sit down comfortably, and then they wanted to make sure that we are comfortable because so we are like Ustazah Shamim's guests. So that was really nice. So after the talk, they wanted to find out how are things for us since the 2 of us are quite new to Islam, and she wanted to talk to us. And at that point in time, I remember Dr. Sharifah was she brought in some Quran books that she brought in from overseas, and so she was very excited, and she reserved 3 copies, one for Ustazah Shamim and the other 2 for Sarah Mariam and I. So one of us have a Quran that she gave to us, and she says that, oh, this is good for us to bring it back and to read it. So I was quite excited to have my first English Quran. And okay, so I was reading it a little bit. But that was where I first met Dr. Sharifah. So we kept in touch. We kept in touch during this time. So I mention all this person's name because for me it's like when all the different stars align, I feel that bring up to something big that is about to happen, which I didn't know yet what is going to happen. But these are key people that I have to meet. I feel that is going to bring about something different in my life. So I didn't know back then. I just knowing all these people, keeping in touch. So okay, Dr. Sharifah was very nice. She would send invites for us to attend talks that she organized with different ustad and things like that. But there was this particular talk that she invited me and Sarah Mariam to attend. So and that talk was actually on the 99 names of Allah. So it is a talk organized by Al Maghrib, and this talk, they got a speaker from the States. And actually, because she's the organizer, so she was very nice. She's inviting us as her guest to attend the talk so that we can learn more. Since it's like a rare opportunity that somebody from the States can fly in here to give the talk, because from my understanding, it seems that it's very difficult to get approval for MUIS to approve some of these foreign speakers to share in before. So it's a rare occasion. So even that time I was deliberating, do I want to go, because it will burn my weekend and then I'll be very tired, because it is on Friday night, Saturday, full day Saturday, and a full day Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So it was going to be quite tiring. And during that time, Sister Sarah Mariam, she's already converted, whereas I have not. I'm still like thinking about it. But in that time, I would have also signed up for another course at Darul Arqam, which is Let's Pray One. So that's where I have this Ustazah Zulaika, who is my Ustazah teaching me how to pray. But so during that time, I just shared with her as well that there's this talk coming up. So finally, Sarah and I decided to go for the talk. Since it's such a rare opportunity, we just decided to go, even though we will be tired from there. But fine, we'll just go because this person is from the States. So we went. And on that Friday night that we went, I remember that I was attending, and I don't know why, I just sat in front with Sister Sarah Mariam, both of us then. So after the talk, I messaged Ustazah and asked her, did she go? Because I didn't see her. And I asked her, did she go? So she went. And then, I say, I probably didn't see you because I sat right in front, and, I didn't like see. Because when you sit in front, you don't really see what's happening at the back. So she probably was at the back. So I said I didn't see her. So I asked her how was the talk. So we kind of talked a little bit, but then that was when a statement that she made struck me. And actually that was late at night, because the talk finishes around 10, and then by the time I come back, it was quite late at night. So she said that to me, for her, this girl loves Allah, because she sees that I've been going for attending talks. And when she said that statement, I kind of like, it suddenly hit me, and I started crying. I don't know why. I don't know why I was crying. Like, she saw something that I didn't realize. For me, I was just trying to learn about Islam. But for her, she sees that my love for Allah, because I was going for all these classes and things like that. She's making efforts, I suppose. So, that kind of softened me up, actually. I didn't realize it. So, the next day, the course is, of course, continuing. So, Saturday, I remember Sarah Mariam was like sitting next to me and asking me, so, Marilyn, when are you going to convert? Then I'm like, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. So I just jumped the topic to something else, and the class sat, and then it was, we were all given booklets, so we were writing and things like that. Then I remember the speaker, Sheikh Ahmad Shukri, he is this poet, so he writes very beautiful poems and things like that. So there is those vendors outside selling some things, and one of the things that they were selling is his book. So I went to buy his book, and then during Asa, I remember during Asa, everyone went out to pray. So I took the book, and then I went up to him. That's where I asked him to just write a short message for me in the book, like his autograph. Anyway, he was talking to me and asking me, so how's everything? Like, then I was telling him, I'm actually not a Muslim, but I'm just here to find out more. So being a non-Muslim, because sometimes when they are talking, they will use a lot of Arabic terms, and I don't really understand. But I say I'm trying to catch up, and it's quite all right. There will definitely be things that I wouldn't understand, but it's going well. So he and I started chatting. So suddenly he asked me at one point in time whether I want to do my shahada. The first time he asked me, I was like, no, I'm not ready. So I told him, no, I'm not ready. And then he was trying to figure out what was it that is causing this person to be so hesitant? So he was asking me. And then one of the thing I think I told him was that, is I don't think I was ready at that time because, to me, I was thinking I'm going to learn so much more information and I'm going to find out more first before I plunge into something that, I'm not so sure of. So when he asked me, I was really caught unaware. And then I was like, no. Then he was asking me, so what was stopping you? So one of the things I was like, I've been eating my mom's food for so long, and I'm not ever going to eat my mom's food ever again. It's going to be very sad for me to have to go through that. So he was like telling me that, if your mom doesn't cook pork for you, it's okay. So then I was like, oh, I can actually eat my mom's food. So that was when, like, okay, then like suddenly the other things didn't matter. I don't know what was going on in my head, probably 1,001 things, but at that point in time, that was all that I can think of, like for the rest of my life. I can't eat my mom's cooking. And I don't know why that was like so important. I wonder how the listeners are like thinking, like, this is the reason she didn't want to convert.
It's okay, sister. When I think before I took my shahada, I was worrying about eating my grandmother's food. Also, yeah, very very worried. And I mean, we are Chinese and we know we love our lor mee, we love our pan mian, we love our prawn noodles, and that was a huge concern when it came to Islam. So it's completely normal thing. It's okay, sister.
So, so when he asked me what was stopping me, and then I kind of told him that, and then after that, suddenly it's like, okay, I can eat the food. Then I suddenly cannot think of anything that was stopping me anymore. So, so he asked me again, are you ready to take your shahada? Do you want to do it now? Then I was like, pause for a moment, still trying to think, is there any more things that I may have messed up? But then I don't know what prompted me to say yes. And then I said, I'm ready. So at that point in time, I took the shahada, and there wasn't many people around because they were all praying Asa outside. So there were a few people who didn't have to pray, I suppose, maybe because they were having some reasons. And then I was there with him and just a few people. But then after I took my shahada with him, he says, can he share it with the rest of the people who were there? So I said, okay, sure. So that was when my friend Sister Sarah Mariam, who was out praying, she was like, hear from me, hey, your friend just took her shahada. And she was like, what? Yeah, she was quite surprised. What? I thought this morning I just asked her and she didn't know or something. Suddenly she just do it. She was like totally shocked, and I think she probably felt like she missed witnessing it. So yeah, and I was very overwhelmed at that time because all the sisters, I wouldn't say all, but many of them came down to like give me a hug, and I just kept crying uncontrollably. I don't even know why I was crying, but I was just crying and crying and crying and crying. So of course I have to compose myself and get back to my seat and then continue with the course. But it was just a very surreal moment for me because I just did it, and then that was like a moment that I never looked back after that. So I texted my husband and told him that, I've converted, and he was shocked as well because he wasn't this person is going to convert as well because there was no indication at all. And everybody was like so shocked, like how come she just take her shahada just like that? So, but it was a very happy moment. And then on that day, I just wanted to declare it. So I put on Facebook that that's the happiest day of my life, like 27th April 2019. Yes, 2019. That was the year that I converted, which was last year. So 2019. So to the non-Muslim, they don't know what I did. But for me, it was just my happy moment to remind myself that when that moment comes, for me, it's just for me to know. Nobody needs to know why it is my happiest day. So I didn't share with people, especially yeah, so I didn't share on Facebook, but slowly, more and more people will know. But it was just for me to remember this day by. So I just posted on Facebook, the happiest day of my life. So that was then. Then after that, of course, I made the arrangement to go to Darul Arqam to have the official conversion. Yeah, so that was my journey into Islam. It's like how I met Sadia, who introduced me to the group of women who of Muslim converts, and then getting to know Sister Mariam, who is the person who's in charge of organizing this WOW group, and then meeting Sister Sarah Mariam at the Love Talk at Darul Arqam, where we became friends, and then we attended the talk together because I wanted to introduce her to the WOW group so that she get to know other Muslim converts, and also getting to know Ustazah Shamim, where we go and join the other talk, and then getting to know Dr. Sharifah, who invited us to the Al Maghrib talk. And that's how I see it, like a chain of, and even Ustazah Zulaika, who actually softened up my heart that night before. Like, she tells me that, this girl loves Allah. I think if she didn't give me that message, I wouldn't know, would things be different? So it was like a train hit me and telling me that, this girl loves Allah. And then that was like a wake-up call for me. Like, you have been pursuing Allah, but you just didn't realize it. You thought that you were learning, but you're actually making steps to Him. And I just feel that perhaps Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like running to me, like what people say, if you make steps to Him, He will come running to you.
Subhanallah. A lot of points to be learned from your story, but I think the biggest point here is that everyone that you mentioned in your story, without them you wouldn't be here, as a Muslim speaking to us here today. So to all the people that all the brothers and sisters she's mentioned up to now, you guys have brought a convert into Islam. And with that, it's really so many things that have to fall together, right time, right place, and right people. And sometimes it isn't even the people that gets you surprised, but it's really how Allah brings you guys together that is surprised. How do you expect to be in a class with someone and then subsequently on the same day, be drinking the tariq with them? That happens so rarely. But the one time it happens, that would spark your journey, in proper journey into Islam. And who would ever imagine that you will get to meet Ustazah Shamim, and who would imagine, after listening to her speak one time, you decided to follow all her other classes, and subsequently, bringing you to, so cascading steps all the way until, you took a conversion. And it's as if Allah picked you from so many people. And truly Allah says in the Quran, the condition in which He chooses Muslims, there are a few conditions that people might speculate and say, okay, perhaps He chose you based on your qualities. That's one possibility. Perhaps He chose you because of your potential. But Allah says in the Quran, He says He chose you because He knows what is within you, and He chose you because He wants to. So, like, I feel especially for converts, it makes us feel very, very special, that it's sometimes, even when we say the story out, right, even if we were going to articulate our story in the best of manners, right, we still are not able to convey the kind of, like, feelings that we had, within the story itself, because it's just so special to us. It's just so unthinkable that 2 years ago, right, I wouldn't even think that I'm going to be a Muslim. 2 years ago, you didn't even think that you were going to be a Muslim. But once it hits, it just brings you all the way to Iman. And that's just how powerful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, And like you say, you started out and we are all procrastinating in life, and you're doing a master's. It's normal. Everyone is having it, everyone is even in Ramadan, we are still distracted sometimes. And that's just how things are, people that are, you know, prospective Muslims think of Islam as a wholesome way of life, and everyone has their thing covered. And sometimes people want to know everything about Islam first before coming in, but it's impossible. You know, now that we are into Islam, you know, actually it's impossible. The more we know that we don't know. You know, there's always something to seek. So you know, those to anyone who is thinking that, okay, I want to know everything about Islam before we come in, you know, understand that just know enough to make sure that you're doing it for your heart, you know. And if you want to know everything, then truly it'll be a very arduous path for you lah, you know. And subsequently, you're saying that you were on the fence for a while. You knew that, okay, there was something pushing you to come into Islam, but you knew that you don't want to take the shahada. You know, you wanted to proceed on the marriage without converting, and hence you did something about it. You know, you went to, you know, read about Islam, and that's really a very wise move lah, I think, because to be on a fence is something that is quite destructive lah to a person, you know, especially when it comes to religion. So you either you go to the religion and you find out whether it's good for you, or you don't want it, and either of these two choices will still be better for you in the end, you know. And definitely you took a dive into Islam, you know, and I couldn't have imagined how, you know, you would have done that if Allah did not want you to do that, you know. And that is amazing. We talk about knowing Islam course, KIS, knowing Islam course, and that's really where these principles of da'wah shine through, you know. And it's never about telling someone to take the shahada today or whatever. It's really just letting them have their own process, you know. And when Allah gives them the tawfiq, so there's a concept called like hidayah and tawfiq. So hidayah means like the knowledge of Allah, the knowledge that or even acknowledgement that there should be only one God. But tawfiq is when He sends the help to you. So some people have the hidayah. They know that, okay, perhaps it doesn't make sense to have more than one God, you know. It makes sense for someone to be sent down to be a messenger. But they are not Muslims because they haven't gotten the tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know. But when the tawfiq hits you, right, it hits you, right? It really just hits you, and you know, sometimes you just gotta be patient, you know. Coming into a faith is never a one day thing. It's slowly the actions of people. You slowly have a, you know, leap of faith. You start to believe a little bit more, and somehow or rather you just realize that, now my heart is completely inclined towards this path already. And the reason why sometimes we are so emotional when people say out to us, because we are craving this relief, you know. Finally we have made the decision, you know. Our heart feels at ease finally, and it's so amazing. It's extremely amazing, and it's as if Ustazah saw something that you didn't see yourself. Just like how when one of the companions, when they first migrated to Abyssinia, the king asked them, you know, tell me about your religion. So the companion said something that of course I'm paraphrasing here, but the companion said something like this: a man from within our tribe. Before that, we were people with no, who were not civilized, and we were sinning. But a man from within us saw something in us that we didn't see in ourselves, you know, and showed us the way that we could be better. So now because of that, we are elevated, and we are better men. So this is alhamdulillah. This is, as you were telling me your story, I was really recounting this event I learned about the Sirah. It's like really sometimes it just takes, you know, dawah is also being there to tell people, to show them things that they don't see about themselves, you know, and to be there when they need you, you know. So someone might not come into Islam for 2 or 3 years or for 6 months, but you know, just be that guy when they want to learn about Islam, they know to call you, you know. That is really the essence of, you know, befriending and bringing someone into Islam. So it's so many things that I learned from your story, and you know, truly I see a lot of my story in yours also, because a lot of miracles will happen for me. I can share one of them. Like the manner in which I took my conversion was like, I didn't know which was a good date to take a conversion. I knew that, okay, I wanted to be a Muslim, right? So, you know, Chinese and this like auspicious date thing, I was still like not separated from that lah. So I was thinking, which is an auspicious date for me to take my shahada? That was in like December. So I was thinking like it would be quite like offensive I take it in Christmas, right? Like, people celebrating Christmas and everything like shahada and stuff. So I was really thinking. At the point of time, I was at Darul Arqam's website. So if you realize there, right, they have actually like a conversion feature. And so people mistake that. Actually, people have asked me and said, do you like go onto the website and then you become a Muslim through the conversion feature? I said, no, this is just for you to book a conversion. So like it's not about going there and then okay, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah ashhadu anna muhammadar rasulullah and then you become Muslim. So I was just tempering, you set the date and the time and then you get to see. I mean, I was tempering around and then they had a like next step, right? But to my horror, I set my date and my time. The first next I clicked, right, it was done. Like it was not next, it was basically done. Then the next thing I saw was you have successfully booked the conversion with Darul Arqam. A staff will be in contact with you shortly. Then I was so shocked. I was like, I didn't tell my mom. I booked it for like in a week's time. My mom's gonna kill me. I was like, I don't even think I was 21 yet. So like my mom was definitely gonna kill me. But it was a miracle lah, because when I told my mom about it, she didn't kill me and she was like, okay, like let's focus on not getting your father's side to kill you now. So it was alhamdulillah, it was a miracle where Allah told me that okay, you were not expecting it, but you know that you want to do it. I've chosen a date for you. It's on 7th of Jan. Just do it, So subsequently, I realized that, okay, like, that was the perfect time for me to do it. Truly, truly perfect time for me to do it. You're looking back and you realize how miraculous it was. So, in the way you took a shahada, it was just, you didn't expect it. It just came. And Allah knows best all of us, He created us. So he knows that, if Ustad just got you to talk about your mother's cooking, right, that will just open your heart to everything. And for me was really logic. I didn't see, if I didn't see logic in the religion, I wouldn't have been a Muslim. So Allah just knows that, and He just exposed me like someone rather. I just keep getting books about the science of the Quran. So I would read about the two seas that would that will be beside each other but never mixing, but that exists in real life, and so many other facts about that really like, why now that I'm searching for Islam and I know my issue, then it comes to me, and it's truly the La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil azim. Really the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So
My story hasn't ended. Sorry, I just realized I missed out very important piece. So these are all in front of the scenes which people can see and things like that. But behind the scenes, I know that someone has been doing a lot of prayers for me, and that person is none other than my husband. Because I wasn't a convert back then, and it was very difficult for us to be together. So my husband actually put in a lot of effort, and even though he wasn't like going to classes with me and things like that, but he was doing a lot of the back of the scene thing, where he wakes up in the middle of the night and keep praying tahajjud to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah to probably guide me. And nights he will be doing this tahajjud, and he went for umrah as well, so he must have prayed and make dua to Allah to soften my heart and to help me to make it easy for me to convert, I suppose. But all this I don't get to see, so I sometimes don't realize, but I know that he has been doing a lot of tahajjud, and he's asking his family members to pray for me as well. So these prayers are things that we can't see, but I believe that with these prayers are also a very important ingredient to what caused me to have an open mind and open heart to embrace Islam.
actually, from the born Muslim perspective, right, I realized, after thinking about it, it takes a lot of courage to actually even consider falling in love with a non-Muslim, because that obviously there's always a possibility that they might not take the shahada, and after that it's gonna be a very tough road, and even if they take their shahada, then working things through and teaching a Muslim from scratch is actually a very, very big, enormous task, and for someone to even consider it, right, that would be like, wow, like out of all the born Muslims that you have choices to marry, you actually considered to try to bring a non-Muslim into Islam. And that is not just a matter of marriage, this is a matter of someone's life, and subhanallah, to your husband and to all the born Muslims who who are considering and are trying and are striving, right, really, our prayers are out to you, and really this is no small task, which is why the hadith of converting someone even came about. The reward is 100 red camels, and in that time camels were like Ferraris, you know. So that is truly the essence of why. But I honestly do believe that, like, the true blessings isn't the 100 camels, but you lah. I think you are you because of his prayers, he was answered in the form of you taking your shahada, and after that, you know, together as a couple, you guys navigate the Islam together, and he will complete your deen. You will complete his deen as well, and that is really true, the true blessing of this. And like you said, don't ever underestimate the power of a prayer, of a dua, and especially right now in Ramadan, you know, when there's so many times for us to have our dua to be accepted very readily. Continue making the dua, you know, even as you know, if we have already taken the shahada, you know, continue making for dua for Allah to give us more chances to learn about him, you know, to love him more and more and more, and for us to find the sweetness in his worship, you know. That is extremely important. And subhanallah, it sounds like a fairy tale to me lah, your story, and I really enjoy hearing it.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. I think Mira has been itching to share something. I think her perspective from a born Muslim would really add on to this podcast. So I think she will have something to share.
For me personally, when I heard your story, I was like, wow, you know, I was first moved by how you had such a strong sisterhood, because hearing the past stories, some of them really came into this like alone. They only had themselves and God. But you know, I think you were really blessed, and alhamdulillah for you that you met all these wonderful women who really helped you. And you know, they say that the people who you are with really like matters, because they are the ones, you know, if they are striving, you will also want to strive together with them. So I think that's really important. And you know, as a born Muslim, being friends with people, I managed to, I didn't really have a lot of convert friends, but after I entered, like, you know, university, I actually got to meet a lot of more converts, such as Brother Siddiq himself. So you know, I really think that being there for others, even though it's really in the smallest, like even if you do the smallest acts, you know, like maybe wishing them selamat berbuka, or asking them how their prayer was, or just checking in on them, not just as a person but as a Muslim, really like gives them the power, gives them the support that they need, that oh yes, I do have people who are looking out for me, who have my best intentions at heart. Because at the end of the day, our goal is to enter Jannah, and we also want our friends and companions to also enter Jannah with us. So yeah, I guess as born Muslims, we can always strive to be better friends, and better friends not just in terms of, you know, as a normal friend, but as well as like a spiritual friend in that sense, you know.
Exactly, you know, all the time we emphasize at Convert Central is really, as right now, all of us as Muslims in general, is don't worry about how small the action is, you know. Just do it, you know. Like, no action is too small, as evidence in your story, you know. Just a few words, you know, you can tell that she really loves Allah. No word is too small. It's really up to your sincerity and how Allah decides to grant the barakah through your words, you know. So as a Muslim, you know, find the time to reach out to a brother or sister. He doesn't even have to be a convert. He can be a born Muslim who hasn't been practicing to your knowledge, and then just check out with him and ask if he wants to practice together with you. You know, it's really things like this that signify the strength of brotherhood. Truly. And brotherhood and sisterhood in your context, definitely, you know, no action is too small. Just a check-in, just to talk to them, have a chat with them, buy a meal for them, and truly, here what we're trying to point at is that everyone has a part to play in this. It's never converts for converts, you know. It's never born Muslim for born Muslims. It's really Muslims for everyone, you know. Everyone, we will love for everyone to become Muslim. It's really everyone's you know, we will love for everyone to come into Islam. We will love for everyone to have the faith that we all enjoy to be in, and there's no disparity between races, between our backgrounds, and that is really truly the beauty of Islam and the brotherhood and sisterhood that we have here in our community. So as a convert, you know, don't feel detached from any of the social circles that you're in. You know, reach out to those people, and reach out to Sister Marilyn if you need someone to bring you into the sisterhood club. And reach out to Convert Central if you need someone to add you into a group of convert friends that would love to know you and to share your Ramadan experience together. So you're never you're never short of help. It's everywhere. Please just reach out to us. So we are very very happy to have your story with us, and I think you will benefit a lot of people, inshallah.